been happening, Ruby?
What hasn't been happening? We've had some trade on with one thing and another.
See what you've done, Joe.
What? He didn't start this, did he? Because if he did, he's got something to answer for.
Did anybody ask where I was, Ruby?
No, and I bet you could stop out all night and there'd neither know nor care.
But what has been happening, Ruby?
Place has been like a madhouse this last half hour. To start with, Mayor Texelwhite's been and gone.
The mayor?
What do they want to bring the mayor into it for?
Nobody bought him. He came of his own accord, carrying a case of fish things and wearing a chain like a chap in pantomime. He soon took it up, but reporters didn't.
Reporters, eh?
I think there were plenty of them at all. They didn't want so neither, not like men. So Mr. Elliwell and Mr. Parker took them down to the kitchen and gave them bottled ale. And for all I know, they may be there yet. Mrs. Elliwell's up the bedroom feeling poorly, and Mr. Suffolk's with her. Mrs. Parker and Mr. Suffolk, somewhere out in garden.
I told you there was somebody there.
Aye, but let me finish. Now there's a woman with dyed hair washing herself in far too much space. And nobody knows what she wants beyond good wash.
Oh.
Down in the dining room there's a photographer who's right tiddly, trying to argue with the great big parson. And I bet they're making a rain mess and not a big stew mess.
Sounds all very confused to me.
Yes, I went to sleep upstairs while there's nobody about. Gerald,
Nancy?
do you still love me?
Yes, still. Even after a whole hour.
Yeah, I say, you two seem very friendly.
I believe you were the girl he was seen with.
Were you?
Yes, we're practically engaged. And we're a bit frightened to say anything to Uncle Joe just yet.
Oh, well, don't start tonight.
Why shouldn't she? He won't be quite so pleased with himself tonight as usual. Just as I know another who won't be. Good night. Oh, good night. But why don't you go outside and say good night properly? You're only young once.
Very much.
Aye, you're only young once, sir, but... Do you remember that time, just after you'd first come to Priestley, when we went on that choir trip to Barnard Castle?
Aye, I do, Annie. I fancy I was a bit sweet on you then.
You fancy you were? I know you were, Herbert Sophie. Do you remember coming back in the wagonette?
Aye,
Those were the days.
aye.
That's all you can say? Aye.
No, but I might say too much.
I think I'd risk it for once if I were you.
What does that mean, Annie?
Never you mind. But you haven't forgotten that ride in the wagonette, have you?
Oh, of course I haven't. Hello, Clara.
How long's this been going on then? Clara, now don't be so silly.
Oh! It's me that happened to be silly, is it? And I suppose you standing there with my husband's arm around you, that isn't being silly, is it? I wonder what you'd call that sort of behaviour.
It was only a bit of fun.
Oh! And how long have you been having these bits of fun, as you call them, Herbert Sophie?
You've a nasty mind, Clara.
Well, for the cheek and impudence saying I've got a nasty mind. You must have been at it some time getting him to carry on with you like this. Don't tell me he thought of it, I know him too well.
Oh, Clara, don't be so stupid. Oh, I'm going to the garden. I want some fresh air.
Well, go on, Herbert Sophie, why don't you follow her and get some fresh air too? Don't mind me. Come here. You heard me. Come here.
Why should I?
'Cause I tell you to.
I know, I heard you. But who do you think you are?
But you must be wrong in your head.
Oh, no, not me. I'm all right.
You'd best get off home and leave me to deal with this business here.
Oh, certainly not.
Well, in my opinion, it's awkward the both of us being here.
Well, you go home then.
What did you say?
I said, you go home. You're doing no good here.
Now just tell me to go home again.
Clara, I always said that no matter what she did, I'd never lift an end to my wife.
Look, I should think that's indeed.
But as you aren't my wife, what about this? Now sit down. Sit down and shut up. I want to think.
Come on with you, Albert.
Oh, you don't, eh?
No, I don't.
Well, you don't think I'd put up with women coming shouting and bawling at me and smacking my face, do you?
You've never done like this before, Albert.
Ah, yes, but then before you were my wife.
But I'm your wife now.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, you give me that.
Sit down and shut up. Where's Annie? She's out there somewhere. Why don't you go and look for her?
I expect she's hiding her. You see tonight what I
You hold your tongue before it gets you in your midget. Shut up! Wait a minute. I want to hear a bit more about this. Well, then you're going to be disappointed then, aren't you? You get back to Mariah anyway. Go on. Clara, you're not going to mind your own business. Go on, sharp. But you think I'm a bit to drink? Right. I had a few trying to find that Mrs. Northrop woman. I thought as much. And I may possibly have a few more. But whether I do or not, I'll please myself just for once. And if any of you don't like it, you can lump it. Where'd you say my wife was? She's out there in the garden. What, at this time of night? Why not? I'll tell her that. No need to tell you. You're not my wife. And neither is she. Don't you forget it. Annie! Annie! Why don't you go out there and talk to her instead of calling to her as if she were a dog or something? Because standing round in damp grass at this time of night is bad for me. Don't want to start a running cold on top of all this. Hey, Annie! In fact, I came in to have a few words in private with her. Oh, I'll leave you. In my opinion, it's been much too much talk among us all together. Too much silly argy-bargy about this daft business. You might think we're meeting a gas committee where we've gone on so far. What's needed? It's a few serious words between us chaps and our wives. Less of this public argy-bargy and hanky-panky. So there you are. Well, best of luck, Annie. What do you mean? Hanky-panky. That's Herbert's been having a bit too much to drink. Comes to chase you around town after that charwoman.
Well, Albert.
Well, Annie, I'm going to set your mind at rest.
Oh, thank you, Albert.
Well, I don't want you to be worrying. I think, as you'll admit, I've tried to do my duty as a husband.
Yes, Albert, I think you've always tried.
Well, what do you mean?
Why, just what you mean, Albert.
Well, of course, nobody knows better than you. I'm in a totally different position to what I was when you first married me.
When you thought you married me, Albert.
Well, you know what I mean. In them days, I was plain young Albert Parker.
And now you're Councillor Albert Parker.
Aye, and that's something, innit? Not all by long chalk. I got on in business, made money, come to be big voice at chapel, vice president of Cricket League, on hospital committee and so forth, eh?
Yes, Albert, you've done very well.
Aye, I know I have. Mind you, it's not altered me much. Not like some of them. No swank, no la-di-da about me. I'm a plain man.
Yes, Albert, you are.
Well, what's wrong with it, eh? You're not telling me your time of life.
My time of life?
Well, you're not chicken, are you? You're not trying to tell me your time of life you want a bit of swank and la-di-da.
Oh, I've sometimes wondered.
Nay. Nobody knows better than me what you'd like. And you know what a good husband I've been to you. I've been steady.
Yes, Albert, you've been steady, all right.
Right, steady. Reliable. Not stingy with me money. I'm not silly with it either.
No, Albert, your worst enemy couldn't ever say you'd been silly with your money.
Aye, but at the same time, I haven't been stingy. No, I'm not stingy. Everything of the best that could be managed. Within reason, but everything of the best.
Aye, within reason.
Well, always reasonable and reliable, but at the same time moving on up in world, not content with what I do for most men. No, always going on up in world. Cashier, manager, share in business, councillor this year, alderman next, perhaps mayor soon. That's the way it's been, that's the way it always will be. You know, right at first, I think, you didn't realise what you picked out a lucky bag. Hey!
Well, Albert, what's all this leading up to?
Well, I'm trying to tell you, Annie, that I thought I'd been a good husband to you. Not that you've been a bad wife, no.
Oh, thank you, Albert.
Well, I'm going to set your mind at rest. Now, don't you worry about this wedding business. If there's been a slip-up, well, there's been a slip-up. But I'll see you all right. I'll see it's fixed up quietly, and then we'll go off and get married again together, properly. I know my duty, and I'll see you properly married to me, Annie Parker.
Thank you, Albert.
I'm not saying every man sees it I do, but I know my duty.
And what about me?
Well, I told you you'll be all right.
How do you know I will?
Why, don't be silly. You should know by now. When I say to you, you will be all right. You will be all right.
But I don't think I want to be married to you, Albert.
What?
You see, after 25 years of it, perhaps I've had enough.
Had enough?
Yes, had enough. You talk about your duty. Over 25 years I've done my duty. I've washed and cooked and cleaned and mended for you. I've pinched and scrimped and saved for you. I've listened for hours and hours and hours to all your dreary talk. I've never had any thanks for it. I've hardly ever had any fun. But I thought I was your wife, and I'd taken you for better or worse, and that I ought to put up with you.
Put up with me?
Yes, put up with you.
But what's wrong with me?
Well, to begin with, you're very selfish. But then most men are. You're idiotically conceited. But again, so are most men. But some men at least are generous. And you're very stingy. And some men are amusing. But except when you're being pompous and showing off, you're not at all amusing. Just very dull and dreary.
Never.
Yes, Albert, very dull and very, very dreary and stingy.
Somebody put you up to this?
No, I've thought it for a long time.
How long?
About 25 years.
Why, you little serpent!
So now, I think it's about time I enjoyed myself a bit. I'd like to have some fun before I'm an old woman.
Fun? What do you mean, fun?
No, nothing very exciting and terrible. Just getting away from you, for instance.
Stop it. Stop it now. I think you should be ashamed of yourself, Annie Parker.
Well, I'm not. Bit of travel and liveliness and people that are amusing. And no wool business and town councillors and chapel deacons.
Why don't you paint your face, dye your hair, go on stage and wear tights?
I wish I could.
Mr. Suffolk says, if you haven't finished yet, you better hurry up. Or go somewhere else and have it out, because they're all coming in here.
But we haven't finished.
Yes, we have.
Annie, let's talk sense for a minute.
They'll all hear you. The door's open.
Hey, oh, damn it. Hello, Albert. What's made you look so flabbergasted? If I want to look flabbergasted, Albert, I will, and without asking your advice. Hey, hanky-panky. Shut up. Hey, Clara, you wouldn't say I was stingy, would you?
Well, Albert, you've never been famous for getting your hand down, have you?
I've got me hand done well as next man. I've paid me what, let me tell you. Call a man stingy because he doesn't make a big show, because he isn't a...
La-di-da.
Now, Eddie, stop tormenting him. Tormenting me. I like that coming from you, Herbert Suffolk, when you've been a byword for years.
Byword for what?
For years.
No, but a byword for years for what?
In fact, ask anyone who wears the trousers in your house.
Albert, don't be so vulgar.
A minute ago you wanted to wear tights.
But only in a manner of speaking.
How can that be? Because you either wear tights or you don't.
Here, what's all this about time?
You're clear right, sharp, to take my tip.
And I bet it's the only kind of tip you do give an old dear. He looks stingy to me.
Stingy! If anyone says I'm against me tonight, forget what for, I don't care who it is.
2 pins, I'll either leave this house myself or clear everyone else out. I've never known such a place. There's folks nattering in every damn corner.
Where's poor Mariah?
Mira.
Now then, Lottie. I know you'll only have a little bit of fun. A little bit of devilment's all right, and I know you don't want to make any real mischief.
Oh, where's the mischief coming? Now, didn't you tell me more than once that if you hadn't been married already, how you'd like to be married to me?
Yes, I know all about that, but when a chap's on holiday in a place like Blackpool, and he gets a few drinks inside of him, well, you know damn well he says a lot of damn silly things he doesn't mean.
Oh, I see. You're spinning me a tale, were you, and then laughing at me behind my back?
No, I don't mean that, Lottie. Nobody admires you more than I do. You're a fine lass and a good sport, but I don't know what you mean coming here like this. You know it was only a bit of fun.
Just a minute.
Oh, Jerusalem. Here, what are you dressed up like that for?
I'm going back to my mother's.
Your mother's at this time of night? Why, you'll have a stroke.
That's right. She must be all of 90.
Sure, someone she told. And you mind your own business. I got some of it here for you.
What do you mean?
Some of your business, see how you like it. You'll find it a change from carrying on with men behind bars.
Now, what in thunder are you talking about?
I'm talking about her. If she wants my job, she can have it.
Here now, just a minute.
Now, steady on, Mariah.
Here's all keys. You better start knowing where they fit. And don't forget Jarwoman's been sacked. And I don't expect Ruby will stay. Greengrocer comes at 10 and butcher calls at 5:30.
What the heck does it matter what time the butcher calls?
I'm talking to her, not you. These are the housekeeping books. You have to have them straight before Friday or he'll make a rumpus, here you are.
I don't want them.
Of course she doesn't.
She can't run this house without you, you said so yourself.
I know I did, but what's it got to do with her?
Then what did she come here for? Here's 5 pairs of his socks. They want darning, so you better get started on it. And upstairs you'll find 2 more pairs of woolens you'll have to do tomorrow. And you better start thinking about tomorrow's dinner. Because he always wants something hot. And he's very particular.
Just what do you think I am?
Now, just be reasonable. You know very well that nobody knows what a better wife to me than you'll be to me. But, well, it was just a bit of fun and no real mischief.
There's a lot of other things you'll have to learn to manage. But while you're managing them, and him too, I'll be in Blackpool.
I know that face.
Harry Ormonroy. Lottie, my beautiful Lottie! You haven't forgotten me. Forgotten you? God, blimey, George, if you're not off, I saw your leg off. Here, is it you that's come to take their photo?
Yes, group for Yorkshire Argus. Mate, nice picture. Very nice picture.
Oh, dear. Nice picture? You mean you don't know? Haven't told you yet. Oh, God, you're in for shock.
Yeah, now stop it.
Oh.
Here, have a drink of port.
Oh, don't mind if I do, dearie.
Yes, certainly. Will it be all here tonight?
All right, liberty all right.
Here you go, Lottie.
Oh, that's lovely, dear. Chicken.
All the best, Lottie.
Oh, lovely. You know, that's a very nice drop of port wine. Joe Halliwell does himself very well, doesn't he?
Oh, you'll find everything very comfortable here, Lottie. Here, some somebody told me you were back at Talbot.
Yeah, I was up till Christmas. Who told you though? Anyone I know?
Now, just a minute. I know him. You know him. We both know him. I have him here on the tip of my tongue. But I can't remember. You know, but I'll get it. I'll get it.
And then I had to go home. Our Violet, you remember our Violet, don't you? She married a sergeant in the Duke of Wellington's. You know, the dirty 33rd. And now she's gone to India.
Tommy Two-Tail!
What about it?
Yeah, weren't you asking about him just now?
No, I wasn't. I've got something better to do now about Tommy Two-Tail.
Yeah, quite so, Lottie, but what were we talking about him for? Didn't you say he'd gone to India?
No, you fathead, that's our Violet. Oh, I got it. It must have been Tommy Two-Tail that told you I was at the Talbot. Do you see?
Yes, I know it was. But somebody else told me, just lately.
I told you.
Yes, I know, I can hear, but so did somebody else. I know, Tommy Two-Tail.
Dear, you got him on the brain tonight, ain't you? And then at Whitson, I went to Bridlington, you know. Yeah. But I only stuck that for 3 weeks. Oh, blimey, you know, there's no life there at all. I says to him, I don't mind the work, but I do like a bit of life. Yeah.
That's what I say, Lottie.
Yeah.
Let's have a bit of life. And here we are down in dumps just because Tommy Two-Tail's gone to India.
He hasn't, you pie can. Oh, Harry, you don't have to give anyone the
Well, come on, sing us a tune or something, just for old time's sake.
Right, you know, I'm real pleased to see you. You're quite cheered things up. Let's have a go on this, shall we? Oh, come on. What about that song we used to sing on a picnic on the river? Oh, correct!
Sure, lovely black guy! What the hell is this? Taboo! Yorkshire was once you on telephone.
See you later.
Then you can get a phone.
Oh, come on, love, I'll give you a hand.
Well, what's wanted now is a few serious words.
Now, just leave it, Albert, just leave it. Just give a chap a chance to get a bit of a breather. I've just been trying to persuade Mariah not to go home to her mother's.
Why, what can her mother do?
Oh, don't start asking questions. Just leave it a bit and let the chap have a breather.
Well, Albert, Joe, Herbert?
Oh, what's this? An ultimatum?
Well, I want you to answer one question.
Yes, Mariah.
Do you love me?
Dear, what sort of question is that to ask a chap here? Why didn't you ask me upstairs?
Once and for all, do you or don't you?
Yes, love. Of course I do.
Well, why didn't you say so before?
Well, now we're together again. It's about time we started putting our thinking caps on, because we won't get it unless we do.
Quite right, Captain.
Let me finish, Mariah.
She's back.
Oi!
That Mrs. Northrop.
Oh, Jerusalem, we don't want her here.
Well, if you don't want me here, why are you sending round chasing after me to come back? You don't know your man's 2 minutes together. And you haven't said me yet, you know.
Outside.
Half a minute, Joe. We can't have her telling what she knows. We'll be laughing stock of Cleckley tomorrow.
You've been that for years, lad. I'd rather have Joe anyone, not you. Joe has had a bit of fun in his time, but you've always been too stingy.
Stingy! If anyone says that again to me tonight, they'll get what for. Don't care who it is.
Now you heard what I said. Outside sharp.
Suits me. I reckon not for this for the party. You can't fail to enjoy yourself. But then there's one or two faces here that'll stop a clock, never mind a party. Wait till a few of mine know ears about it, you hear him laugh and back at Mill right up here.
We can't let her go in this frame of mind.
We ought to charge her with stealing. Stealing, my two fingers up your lie, missus. There is such a thing in that that won't be old. What is it, love? The photographer's asleep and snoring with telephone.
Oh, wake him up and tell him to get off home.
And I could keep me mouth shut if it were made worse me wife. Oh, blackmail.
Shut Clara.
Hello, you've come to life, have you?
Right, how much do you want?
I wouldn't give her a penny.
Not me neither.
Can we trust her with no guarantee? Well, she could sign something.
Oh, that'd be silly.
Not one single
Now,
penny.
just a minute and just let me get working. Now then.
Mr. Anywell.
What?
I waked him up and told him to go home, but he says he is at home.
What is this, a bloody madhouse?
Mr. Halliwell, please!
Oh, Joseph, not another one.
Mr. Halliwell, I cannot allow you to use such language. It's quite unnecessary.
You wouldn't think so. It's...
Quite unnecessary. A little peace and quiet, a little calm consideration is all that's needed here.
What, with folk like her?
Mrs. Norfolk, what are you doing here?
Making trouble.
Making trouble. And you've been drinking again.
Only a drop or two, because I'm a bit upset.
I'm ashamed of you, after all your promises.
Oh, Mr. Mercy, you're a wonderful man. And only preaching sexy like worth listening to. Hey, the gut lion of a man!
Mrs. Norfolk, flattery won't help. Now you must promise me something.
Yes, Mr. Mercer.
I want you to promise me solemnly that you'll tell no one what you heard here tonight. Now promise.
I promise. Wet or dry, may I die.
It'll have to do. Now off you go quietly home. And be a good woman, Mrs. Norfolk. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Mercer. Thank you very much. Hey, like a skirt line of a man. Worth all these up put together.
Well, that's one of them we're rid of. Now, Mr. Mercer, have you studied that letter?
Yes, I've given it some consideration. Do you know what I think?
No.
This letter, in my opinion, is perfectly genuine.
I thought you was going to tell us something we didn't already know. Now what the hang are we supposed to do?
My dear sir, I don't know.
Oh, Christmas.
Well, if you'd like my final opinion, a little less bad temper and bad language in this house, you'd have a better chance of settling your affairs.
And I think I'm getting a bit tired of you, Mr. Master.
What? You've wasted my time, and now you've got the audacity. Here. Good night, sir. Good night, ladies.
Oh, well, that's another one we're rid of.
Now what's wanted?
What's wanted is a bit of brain work. Where we're going to get it from, I don't know.
You're going to get it from me if you'll just keep quiet for a minute.
Now, what were we talking about?
We weren't talking about anything to you.
I fancy a nice game at cards. I like a game of solo, don't you?
No, and I told you to get off home.
But you want your photo group, don't you?
You take no photos here tonight.
Now, it's a funny thing you should have said that. I'm a chap that notices things. I have to in my profession. And I've been telling myself there's folk in this house tonight who's not easy in their minds. No, there's something a bit off here, just you see. And people have to be easy in their minds to be photographed. Nobody ever comes with a toothache, you know, to have their photo taken.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Never occurred to me that. Name, sir?
Stop it.
Orman Road here. There's thought in this face. I'd like to do it sometime, then I'd see if you're finished. Remind me, Mr. Puppet. Ah, Lottie, there you are. Come and join the company.
I thought you'd gone. Long since.
Now, you know you promised to go after now since...
We ought to put police on you. Clara.
Yeah, now what's the idea of picking on Lottie? Why don't you leave her let live? We're all in the same boat together. We all come here and we don't know why. We all go in our turn and we don't know where. If you're a bit better off, well, be thankful. And if you don't get into trouble, be thankful for that and all, 'cause you easily might. What I say is this. We're all human, aren't we?
Yes. And thank you, Mr. Ormonroyd.
What do you want to thank him for? Who's he to tell us what we ought to do?
Impudence, I call it.
Oh, me? Oh, I'm nothing much. But, in case you want to be nasty, Councillor Albert Parker, just remember this. I happen to work for a newspaper. Behind me stands the press. And the press is a mightier power in the land today.
Very good, Wes. And when I said, who is it? Chap says, Yorkshire Argus. Is Ormonroyd our photographer there? And I said, yes, he's still here. He says, well, tell him he's sacked. You're sacked. I'm sorry.
So am I, lad. I left the bag here somewhere.
You must have left it down the line, love.
I thought he couldn't carry corn.
Shut up, Albert. Come on, Harry. It's not so bad.
Yeah, it's not so good. Hard to know where to turn.
Come on. That's up. Never say die, eh? Seen a bit of life. We'll see a bit more before they throw us on the muck heap. You know, for 2 pins I'd take them all home right now and leave you lot to sort your own troubles, if you can.
And what's he got to do with our troubles?
Plenty. Yeah, now, Harry, you tell them where you was married.
Nee, they don't want to hear about my bad luck.
We've enough of our own with that is.
No, Albert. Come on, Mr. Ormonroyd.
Yeah, come on, Harry, you tell them where you were married.
Lane End Chapel, 25 years since.
Here. But he must be in the same boat as us then.
Just another of my bits of bad luck.
Oh, we can understand that's all right. Yeah, but you see, Harry here and his wife are separated, and they want to be free.
What's he on about? He is free, passing and proper qualifications.
Oh, you hold on a minute. Now then, Harry, come on.
Yeah, I know he hadn't. Wife found that out. But what she forgotten till I got hold of a copy of the certificate was that in them days, 25 years since, chapel wedding, registrar had to be there and all to sign certificate.
Joey's right.
I know damn well I'm right. Been carrying certificate around for months trying to find loophole in it. Yeah, see for yourself.
But are we married after all?
Yes, of course we are. The parson hadn't married and registered card is up all legal right at 9.
Okay, thank God.
Oh, Mr. Ormonroyd, it is the best night's work you've ever done. Thank you.
Oh, come on, Harry, buck up, love. Here, you can take that photo shop in Blackpool again, can't you?
Nay, it cost me £100 to start up again. And I have 100 shillings, and I know you haven't.
Oh, but there's folk here who'd never miss it.
Here, steady.
Albert, stingy again.
No, if that's what you want, eh?
Nay, that's all right, Ormonroyd lad. We'll soon fix you up. By Gary, you've taken a load off my mind. Hey, now let's brighten up everybody, eh? Ruby! Bring us some more drinks, lads. Out you've got. Right, now who's going to give us a song, eh?
Hey, Lottie's the one. Come on, Lottie.
Well, Herbert, you see, I am no wife after all.
Yes, Clara. And I hope we'll be very happy.
But we won't be if you don't drop that tone of voice. I don't like it.
No, Herbert.
No.
Joe, do you think I'm dull and dreary?
Aye, a bit, Albert.
Well, that beats me. I always thought I was an exciting sort of chap myself. Well,
still luxury, whatever. I'm still married, Jenny.
So it looks as if I'll have to make the best of you.
We'll have to make the best of each other. But then perhaps that's what we're here for.
That's right, love.
We better have some of that fun you keep talking about.
Nay, Albert, it doesn't matter.
Nay, I'll say, we'll have some fun. All in places.
Oh.
Come here. Now. Ready? Steady.
Right, have you all enjoyed yourselves? No. The fella up there just checking his marriage lines. I don't blame you. Anyway, on behalf of the Bunbury players and myself, I'd like to thank you all very much for coming and patronising us once again. We hope to see you all again for our pantomime in the new year. While I'm here, I'd also like to thank all the helpers at the front for programmes, teas, etc. The helpers round the back for helping to dress us and supplying us with teas. The young lad down there with electrics. And Mr. Derek Bristow, who assembled the stage with the help of everybody else here, I think. The young lady in the corner, Marion Abbott, who's been doing her prompting. She's also got a little video thing down there. She's been watching us on television. We're going to look at it again later. Anyway, thank you all very much for coming. Take care on the way home. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
I've been trying to get rid of this lot all week. I hadn't forgotten, they all thought I had. But there's a Yorkshire lass somewhere around who usually helps to put all this lot together. I mean, we don't know how to move by ourselves. She usually tells us where to go. We've got little spots up here everywhere. Anyway, she said she didn't want to come on stage tonight, so I'd like to join everybody in a round of applause for our director, Miss Jessie Schofield. I'm off to Blackpool.